Hey everyone, welcome to Nintendo News Gauntlet, where I just talk about whatever Nintendo news is currently going on and I try to fill you guys in. So, basically, Gamescom has just finished, so there's been a good amount of news from Gamescom, and I decided to pick these four specific pieces of news to talk about really quick with you guys. So, first off, a game from EA got announced for the Switch. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce this. It's Fei, something around those lines. It's been announced for Nintendo Switch for 2018, and even though I'd say this is probably the smallest form of news here, I wanted to point it out primarily because it's coming from EA. Now, if you know anything about EA and Nintendo, EA doesn't normally release anything on Nintendo platforms, so this is actually pretty interesting to see them supporting it in some way. And the game actually doesn't look too bad. It actually kind of looks a bit like Ori and the Blind Forest if you've ever seen it. Next piece of news is Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 is getting a new multiplayer stage in the form of Manta Maria, a large ship-like stage. Apparently, from what we've seen, it looks like a very close quarters type map. So expect to do really well with weapons like blasters and splatter shots and the like. It's supposed to be released on August 26th, so it's going to be released very soon. By the time this video goes out, it might already be out. I'm not entirely sure. The new Salmon Run stage is called Lost Outpost, and it should be out now, actually. So, I hope you guys are playing it and you enjoy it. They also have a new weapon type special with the Forged Splatter Shot with the Bubble Blower that's supposed to be releasing on September 2nd. I believe those release dates are for every region. I could be wrong, however. But the Forged Splatter Shot looks like it's just a normal Splatter Shot Pro, but with a lot more range behind it. So, if you already like the Splatter Shot Pro and you wish that you just had a little more range, then I guess this would be a pretty good weapon to use for yourself. The Bubble Blower is interesting, however. The Bubble Blower, you're able to shoot, or not shoot, but like, say, move your wand around, and it would create these large ink bubbles in the air. And when you have these large ink bubbles, whenever somebody shoots them on your team, it's gonna explode in your ink's color. If an enemy, shoots it in any way, it instead doesn't really blast their ink like I thought it would. Apparently, it just cancels it out. I guess that's for balancing reasons, but for some reason, I just totally expected them to explode in their color. But no, they just simply go away. Moving on, we also have Fire Emblem Warriors. Fire Emblem Warriors now has a release date of October 20th in the European territories. They also reviewed a limited edition. The limited edition looks okay. I'm not really interested in it personally, but maybe one of you guys will find it worth your while. They also announced new characters in the form of Camilla, Leo, Hinoka, and Takumi. It's nice to see more characters getting revealed for the game, but I kind of have to side with what seems to be a majority of the Fire Emblem fan base and mention that it seems a little disappointing to see only characters from Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates. I mean, yeah, Marth is there, but he's, at least to my knowledge, the only character that doesn't belong to either of these games that is in Fire Emblem Warriors. I mean, I would have liked to see someone like Lynn or Hector show up and, you know, be able to play with them every once in a while. And I get it. I get it. Those games, at least to my knowledge, are more popular. They sold more. I mean, Fire Emblem Awakening literally saved the franchise. So I can totally see why Nintendo feels the need to focus on these. Or maybe it's Koei Tecmo that is feeling the need to focus on these characters from these games. But I also feel like for the sake of the older fans of the franchise, they also should be able to put at least a couple of characters from the older games. But I guess you take what you can get at this point. The game does look fun. I actually managed to get some playtime with it over at Nintendo New York. And if you enjoyed Hyrule Warriors and you're also a fan of Fire Emblem, I see little to no reason not to pick this up. Maybe if you're disappointed with the cast of characters, you can pick it up when it's cheaper down the line, if it ever gets cheaper, knowing Nintendo and how unlikely it is for them to actually put anything on sale or lower the price of anything. But yeah, Fire Emblem Warriors, releasing October 20th in the European territories. It might be releasing around the same time for United States, but I am simply reporting what is exactly being told. So, European October 20th. There you go. The next bit of news is what I personally believe to be the biggest piece of news that came out of Gamescom from Nintendo is ARM's new fighter, Lollipop. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have already heard about this. This kind of blew up between the Nintendo community, and everyone is more or less talking about her. She has the ability to block while moving. She's kind of this weird, defensive, from what I've heard, speedy clown character. She can even block while in the air, and even when she does that, she bounces afterward. It's an interesting playstyle, and to be honest, it's a little refreshing, to be fair. She's pretty much a character that seems to be ultra defensive, able to block while moving, able to block in the air. She seems to be a character for people who want to hunker down and turtle through whatever punches are being thrown at them. This might mean that she's a little more susceptible to grabs, but I would assume that whoever's playing Lollipop would be aware of this possibility and will do their best to avoid getting grabbed. She also comes with new arms, the Funchuck, the Biffler, which is a blind elemental effect, Hydra-like weapon. If you know the Hydra, it's an arm that punches vertically rather than horizontally, and the Clapback, which is an interesting weapon. From what I've doing a little bit of research, it seems that the Clapback does very, very little damage. Not very, very little damage. However, it is an arm that has the ability to deflect punches. So if you throw a punch at Lola or whoever has unlocked this and equipped it onto their character, and they manage to block your hit using a Clapback, it seems that they can pretty much punch you dead in the face. It honestly seems like the best shield-like arm in the game, in my opinion, purely because while the other ones can block a hit and then punch afterward, this one seems to be able to deflect entire punches. I wonder what are the limitations to this though, because I highly doubt you can throw the Clapback in front of someone using their rush and manage to get them to hit themselves in the face with their own rush attack. I feel like that's just not a possibility. With that being said, this has been the Nintendo News Gauntlet. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you found any one of these things interesting enough to want to talk about, I'll be in the comments after this video goes live. And that's it. I'm Shifty, but you can always just call me Shifty. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.